So here we are, the last video for this 6 game series from Lynnwood, and I am always happy that Nigel comes to these tournaments. It helps my rating because his high rating offsets all of the other low-rated players, and it makes my expectation go way down. So I have to only win 4 games instead of 5. I'd already won 5 games, so I was going to be gaining rating points whether I won or lost this game, but if I won this game, it would be completely spectacular. So that was what was on the line. So I was going to feel good even if I lost this game. I knew that. I didn't really feel a lot of pressure in this game because of that. I had met my goals. And speaking of which, I don't really want to have any pressure going into this NASPA Baltimore tournament that costs so much to for the plane flight and the hotel. It's meant to be a vacation, at least partially. It's meant to be a vacation, so I meant to actually have fun at this thing. It's not just supposed to be work. It's not like I'm a professional Scrabble player. It would be nice if I won money in this tournament. I am seeded 3rd. We'll take a look at this. So I guess I can go ahead and reveal that I did lose this game against Nigel, but it was a closer game. I think I lost by 29 points, and we'll take a look at it. But I'm more interested in just talking about my philosophy about how I'm approaching nationals. So let's take a look at this. So I gained quite a few points. I think I gained 29 points, rating points, going 5-1. So here's the tournament. One reason I went to NASPA is I've been switching back and forth. Every year I switch back and forth between going to NASPA and WePo. This year, it was the NASPA year, and it was time for me to go NASPA. And I kind of wanted to. I enjoy going to the NASPA Nationals more than the WePo one. There's quite a good turnout for the NASPA Nationals this year. So we can see here. Like I actually recognize more of the names in Division 1 than probably because these people are often featured in streamed games, besides the fact that I've actually played a lot of them. But I didn't want to play in Division 1 because I hate losing, and I wanted a chance to win some money. So I'm playing in Division 2. And you can see there's 36 players signed up in Division 2. I feel pretty confident that I should have a decent tournament because my rating of 1733 I think is pretty accurate for my ability right now. I've been playing very strong games, and I don't feel like I'm underrated, but I don't feel like I'm really overrated either. So I think this expectation I have of 20.1 game or 20 games, 20.0 games, is a fair expectation for me. And I'm a little bit concerned about my game against Ben Ansell in this tournament, assuming I have to play him, because on Woogle's, like the last 4 games, I think he beat me in all 4 of them. So a lot of those games he just got great tiles, but he's also been playing really well too. And his rating right now of 1305 is actually severely underrated. This is not a true rating for him. He should actually be closer to like his WePo rating, which is 1540. And of course, he's the father of Zach Ansell. I always think of Zach as a boy, but I guess he's kind of grown up now. Uh, everyone's getting older. Um, let's see. What else was I going to say? Oh, I was just going to mention. I was looking at his rating. He was actually 1540 not too long ago. It was only in February of this year, a few months ago. He was 1540, and he had some disastrous tournaments. He went 0-13 in Medina, Ohio, and 1-6 in Austin. So I'm a little bit curious what happened there, but I'm not really good enough friends with him to actually ask. um, yeah, we're not friends on Facebook either. I think at one point we were, but my politics are extreme left wing, and I think that clashes with his. Um, so let's see. Anything else I want to say here? I feel pretty confident. Other than Zach Ansell, I'm a little bit worried about. I don't know a lot. I haven't really played many of these players, especially down here. Like, I mean, Shelly Kirk. I don't know why she is playing up. That seems like a pretty low rating, and her peak rating isn't much higher. So I guess she just wanted to play up for whatever reason. She wanted to play stronger opponents. Not worried about her at all. Not worried about this guy. I'm not worried about 1400 below 14 unless they get like super great tiles. I shouldn't have to worry about that. The range between 1400 and 1500, I'm also not so much worried about. Natalie, I have a really good record against her head to head. So 0 wins, 4 losses against me. All of our games I've won. I feel like I have a good chance against her. Yeah, some of these people I've never played, like Paul Averin, date. I don't know who this is. That guy's really young. I know this is Cesar's wife, but some of these people I even know, at least know who they are, but I've never played them in a tournament, so I don't really have any like strategies for them. But I would say overall, I feel pretty confident that I can win most of my games below 1500. It's when they start getting over 1500 that I start to get concerned, get nervous about how the game's going to go. Tom Bond is an interesting one because he used to be in Washington. He moved to Tennessee. His politics are not liberal. So I think he moved to like Tennessee. My brothers also moved to Tennessee. But my point with this guy is I'm a little bit concerned about him because I do not have a good record against him. We haven't played a lot of games, but he's won 10 games to only 4 losses. So, want to put some effort when I play him because he is a very strong player. And I believe his rating peaks quite a bit higher than 1558. So let's see, yeah, he recently lost a lot of rating points. So he was in the 1700s and then lost. I think he's probably closer to 1700 in his, as far as how strong he is. I'm not sure why he had such bad tournaments the last few ones. There might be something going on with him. Kevin Burbridge, we play out all the time. I want to worry about just challenging off. He likes to play a lot of phonies. I've seen Kevin play on stream even. I've never played against these people. Evan Chester, I see him comment on my videos, but I've never played him. I don't know who this is. I have played this guy. We played in exactly one game during World Cup. I think I stole the game from him, where it was a tight end game, close end game, and I played a phony 4-letter word which he didn't challenge off. I believe I played Vil was the phony, or it was something similar to Vil. I guess Vil is a word. I think what I did is I hooked an E on it, which you can't do against him. Never played John Karras. He's a tournament director. He gave me a pretty good compliment, saying that he saw me that I've been playing a lot better lately. So he seems like a nice guy. I appreciated that compliment. Mike Baker, I think he still has a slight advantage over me as far as our head-to-head. So he's definitely one to watch out for. I mean, all these people in the 1700s are going to be strong players. So, but yeah, I feel overall I feel confident that I've had a lot of practice. I've done a lot of word study. I feel like I'm prepared for this tournament. So I think I have a good chance of doing well. But anyway, let's take a look at this game against Nigel. I mean, I kind of give away that the result, but it's Nigel. I mean, come on, guys. Do you really expect me to beat Nigel? He's really good. He's Nigel. Actually, he's not. Let's bring him up. This tournament, he went 6-0. Of course, he had to go through me to get it because we were both 5-0 going into this last game. But yeah, this tournament actually helped him get back over to 2,000, which was, of course, something I think he really wanted. Okay, I got confused because this number is so much lower than his NASPA. Okay, so he had a bad tournament in Milwaukee. Anyway, let's just go ahead and look at this game. I wasted a lot of time already, but I think it was time well wasted. Actually, I went first in this game. I won the draw, which is a nice thing to win. Going first does help. I think this is a game where I might take a little bit more time analyzing this one because unlike the other 5 games in this tournament, I think there was a lot more to consider, and that kind of makes sense when you're playing a 2,000 rated player. I believe this is my rack, Oxy Geek. Let's just take a look at the options here. So Gox was what I eventually played. I think I may have spent too much time on that play. Let me pull up the photo I got of this game. He actually exchanges 6, so I'm in good position after this. So my next play is critical because if he exchanges 6 on his first play, and I've already scored 22, I can easily close down this position with most racks. I should probably just close down the board against somebody that's rated a lot higher than me. That seems like a good strategy. But I have to really put a lot of thought into this next move. So let's start out with what I actually played here, which was Icy. So the idea behind this is I want to keep my K, because the K is a pretty good scoring tile. It's unique that scores 5 points, which is, besides the other power tiles, it's the highest scoring letter. I've found that there's a lot of words that contain the K, a lot of 4 and 5 letter words that contain the K, and so it can be a great tile for scoring. And I feel like AEKT was actually a pretty good leave. But let's take a look at how good of a leave this actually is. I think it's going to be maybe 6 points. I was not anywhere near this. I guess the K by itself, it's saying it's a negative 0.5, but I really like the K. I think it's a great letter. I guess the reason it's a negative 0.5 is because it is kind of a difficult letter to use in bingos. So if that's the objective is to play bingo with it, then that's going to be tough. But on this board, after Gox and Icy, I just want to score points. I don't want to bingo. Icy is a little bit dangerous because it opens that K8 to 08 spot, and if he uses it, then he could end up with a big score, and I could end up with like not anything to really come back with. So Icy was a little bit of a scary thing for me to do here, but I just couldn't find any other play that was reasonable. Like without even looking at, I could play key. I'm not even looking at the choices yet. I could play key. I could play that G. Kind of makes things difficult. I could play K or K. KAY is probably not great because of the O front hook. So I probably, if between those, I'd probably just play K. So if I wanted to play this actually might be better than Icy. The problem with this after K here, if he bingos, which is surprisingly more likely than you might think after exchange 6, then it might be difficult. And the other thing that could happen is after K is that I'm up 40, but he could play something like Z, XI, and then hold an S, and then I'm not going to have an S, and then he could bingo in the next turn. I'm generally not very good at close positions like this. That's why I wasn't really excited about K here, K-A-Y. Let's take a look at some of these options. So Yak wasn't on my radar. I can see Yak though. Like it has kind of the same problem as Icy, that you could play from K8 to 08 with something like Aslan for a ton of points. Icy has that same problem. I don't really like keeping an eye this early in the game because eyes tend to accumulate a lot more aggressively in the beginning of the game. I found that was why I played Icy. I wanted to make a play that got rid of the eye, because I always feel like that's a priority to get rid of eyes early in the game. So they just really accumulate early in the game. So we have Yak here. That creates an S dependency. Wasn't really thrilled about that, especially after he had exchanged 6. He had a better chance of drawing an S or a blank. Tacky, that just, I feel like that gives too much back, and I didn't know the word tacky anyway. I'll write that one down. Icky is an interesting idea, but it fails if he has an M or a B. I guess I could just play Ick, and that would be better than Icy, because even though I don't want to keep a Y, I think Kate is going to be better than Yate. It's not a whole lot better. So it's like 1.6 better. But yeah, I generally don't want to keep a Y, but I think this is a lot more defensive, just playing Ick. I wouldn't want to play Icky, because it gives too much back. Oh, this is an interesting idea. I like this. And TICK is actually pretty good. Slightly better than 2. So that's better than my rack of Kate by 1.5. Yeah, I like this. So this isn't really closing the board, but it actually forks because you can't put anything above YO. So there's room for bingos on column 6. And if he is going to bingo on his next move, which I think he actually does in this game, then he has to, well, not necessarily, but if he's going to bingo on those 2 spots that I put above Ag and X, then he has to slot a letter in the triple lane, which will help me come back from his bingo. I love this play. I should have played this. So this was my mistake, was not finding this play. And I think I always get so nervous when I play 2,000 rated players. That's probably why I missed this. But this was the play that I should have made. I don't want to spend too much time going through all these other options. I did talk about K. So yeah, I think IC was a mistake just because of AYE. I just completely missed that play. I don't know why I missed that. I think I was just getting nervous from just the entire tournament and doing so well, and then now having to face Nigel. So here was kind of an interesting. So this wasn't a bingo, but it scored like a bingo. He plays bozos. So he did have the B, so Icky would have not been great. It was kind of an interesting that he decided to burn the blank here, but depending on what his other racks, and also burning an S. So he burns the Z of the blank and an S for only 55 points. A little bit questionable. But I don't know what his other tiles were. Can't really say it was a mistake. And at the same time, that also actually puts him ahead in this game, which was kind of disconcerting because I was hoping to get a lead here. So here I played cab, KAB, which I was actually unsure that cab was a word for a second, or at least a little bit. I was like, oh no, this is a word for sure. I was just getting nervous. He plays cat. So not too much going on right now. Game is pretty much even. And then I played case 8s, which he actually held this play. And then after the game, he said that this was a great play. He held this play. I didn't draw tiles. I just wanted to. I was hoping he would challenge. I've seen him challenge plays that I've made before that he held. So I was hoping he would challenge this, but eventually he let it go. And I have a nice lead now. He plays Timaeus. So this is not a great draw from a bingo. 3 L's and a G and a W. So these are not great letters. So the question is, do I want to play through this? So I only have one vowel. Or do I want to exchange and hope to draw some better tiles? There's a lot of E's left. I do want those E's. And of course there's the blank left. But a lot of the other power tiles like the Z and the X have already been played. Well, J is the only other one that's still out. I spent a good deal of time, probably too much time on this play, because I didn't want to just exchange. I wanted to look for ways where I could just make plays and at least score some points. What did I ended up playing Dwell, which I think, yeah, that's the top play. I didn't see this play at first, but I was happy to find it. So I think that was the right play. So I was happy to find that. It took me a while to find that, though. Too long. I burned too much time on it. Plays Pew. So I'm doing well in this game. I've got a nice healthy lead against him, but the thing with this guy is that I can have a lead against him and it just won't matter because he comes back. So I have Garland here. Didn't play. I decided to play Lag. I felt like a 2-tile play from him was kind of fishy, so that's why the idea behind Lag. I didn't want to. There's really only one easy bingo lane here, and that was below the T, and that would also double his score. There's other bingo lanes below the XI and AG that are possible, but those give a lot back and don't score as much, so I wanted to block this one. He makes an interesting play here. He plays Ivies. I don't know if I can really deduct the last 2 letters from his rack from this. If you can think of anything I can deduct, please put it in the comments below. So yeah, I played Xander here. I wanted to score some points. I think that's fine. This was a strange play on his part. He makes a dangerous play here. This play kind of worries me because it kind of signals to me that he has a blank. You know, I don't think I had a really good. I really did not have a good rack because I couldn't really do anything on row 15. I don't think so. I had a really bad rack here. But I still want to play something on row 15. So I played Noir. Undoubling 3 of the doubled letters. So that makes sense. I also could have played Norai. I was kind of shuffling between those 2 plays. I went with Noir, though. And so I was right. He had the blank. And now I think he gets the lead after this play. I actually held this play of Trogons. But this play of Trogons is actually on my dream plays list, so I better know this word. But it still looked weird to me. It is kind of a weird word. Let's see what it means. Click the wrong thing. It's a bird. All right. But yeah, I eventually accepted the play. I didn't really have a good response to here because now he has a small lead. I didn't really have a great response here. I played Yoni, which looks like it's the best play. So I think I've been playing great this game. I've been playing the best play for most of these moves. The only move that I really screwed up was that icy move. And I'm not entirely sure why I screwed that up other than just nerves at the beginning of the game. I think once I got in the thick of it, I got more confident. Plays Ely. Not sure if I can deduct anything from his rack other than he probably has at least one more E after Ely, which I wasn't really happy to see because I want to have an E myself so I can play some bingo. But I actually did have an E on this rack. I wrote down parfait, but I think parfait is with 2 A's. I thought that's how you spelled parfait, but that's not. But yeah, this was my actual rack. And there's nothing in there. I did see I had pan fries if there was an open end, but nothing there. So what are my options here? Did I play if? I did, but I played it for 5. I should have played it here. So this was another big mistake in this play. This is a 15-point miss. The idea behind my play of if here was I felt like this is where this game gets interesting, because I felt like PER AIS just bingos so often, and even if he blocks the spot, I had a good chance of hitting a 9-letter bingo to the ER, although I think I may have overestimated how often 9s play to the ER, and I think I got overconfident in my ability to play 9s to that ER. Of course, there is possibilities on that row 1 for a bingo that starts with E, but I think that, anyway, that was my thinking here. But I think I should have just gone for scoring instead. Well, I definitely should have gone for scoring, because you can see what happens next in this game. It's not happy. It's not a happy situation. He plays H1. So yeah, obviously he's blocking my setup, and that's one thing about that I realized after this game was that I was making a lot of setups at the end of this game here, and I was also low on time, because when you play somebody that's 2,000, you end up getting low on time. That's just how it goes. But one thing I realized after the game was that I had to realize I was actually playing Nigel, and so like easy setups like this that can be easily snuffed out, they're just not going to work. And they did not work in this game. So my 1-tile draw was actually a U, and I did have up raise, which would have played had he not blocked. But now that he blocked, I didn't have anything. And the U was just not a great tile. I played up here, which was the best play. But here, now I'm just running into trouble because I need to hit a bingo ending in the ER. And if I don't, he's got a good lead. He plays Mourn, which is a huge play below H1. So this is the type of thing that can happen. It's like you can get too focused on bingoing, and then your opponent just makes scoring plays and wins. That's what happened at the end of this game here. So I played ton here, and I had this rack, so I didn't have any bingo. Just out of curiosity, let's see if I would have had a 9 to that ER if he had not played Mourn. No, I wouldn't have. Would have had anything through the H? No. So anyway, I played ton here. Maybe let's look at some of these other plays. So yeah, Watt is probably a better try. Yeah, a much better try. Ton is just, you can see what actually happens here. I played ton. Let's see if there's anything else here. I think Watt is the best try here. For some reason, I was low on time. I just didn't see Watt. But yeah, it's a much better try than ton. But yeah, ton comes down here. And then here he just blocks it again with Ha. And I'm just not in a good way here. I tried Word. And here I was wondering if Stared or Stater was good. So Stater, yes, Stater was what I was going to play. Stared isn't good. I was unsure of Stared, but yeah, I would have played Stater, but he blocked that. Yeah, this was just such a depressing end of this game for me. I played Word, just struggling. He plays Vid. Again, partially blocking, but I can still win if I can start with an S. Oh, actually, I think I was maybe out of tiles. I don't know. I didn't write my racks down after this. I was just so low on time, I didn't have time to write the rack down. So this is what I left open. And then I probably had a J. And a U. This is probably my rack here. What? Oh my god. Oh, that would have won me the game. E-Jits. I ran out of time. That was why I missed E-Jits. I didn't have time. Oh, and I was just so... I got in my own head. I was emotional and just disappointed that I thought I'd blown this game and I just didn't see that I actually had a way to win. Wow, that's really depressing. All right. Okay. Anyway, let's just go through the rest of these. I played Ave. Plays Fudd. I played Juice. He plays Do. And I played T somewhere. Yeah, we were both pretty much at 0 on the clock at the end of this game. That's very common for him to use all of his time, and I tend to do the same thing when I play him. So yeah, this was the game. Yeah, E-Jits was a bad miss. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts, put in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.